That's what I wonder. You gotta wonder, right?
All right, well, we're ready to go.
Okay. So whenever I'm ready, we're ready to go here. Okay. Well, holy cannoli, Batman. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Man, oh man, Shevitz. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get to it all today. How you doing out there, everybody? Are you holding your ground, especially people in North Carolina and Georgia and Florida? Oh, man, we've had a little hiatus here, folks. Sorry about that. Real life gets in the way. But we're back. And holy cow, Logan. Man, this stuff in Western North Carolina, man. I mean, I hope this isn't as bad as we've heard. I mean, we've heard some really nasty, awful, highly coincidental stuff going on here, that in these hills where the storm hit and this flooding hit, that you correct me, you chime in here in a minute, buddy, you correct me if I'm wrong, allegedly there could be vast lithium amounts in the ground, vast gold and it just happens to be where all this just happened in Western North Carolina. And
lithium, quartz, gold. So all particular little, not very rare, but lithium, I guess, would be on the rare side of it.
Yeah.
But then you got, a $90 million contract that was signed by the U.S. government to a lithium mine. I can't recall the name of it, which supposedly or allegedly, Kamala Harris's husband
dug him off.
Owns some kind of stock into
that beautiful human being. We're going to get to Dougie.
But regardless of that guy, if that's true, it is true that BlackRock and Vanguard, the usual suspects, own some good shares of that mining company. And just the weird conspiracies going around that, the $750, 50 more than the Maui residents got. And
the victims in North Carolina, folks, the victims
have the potential to get a $750 check from the government, from FEMA. And I guess there's some very fine print about if you don't pay it, because it's a loan, it's not just free money, it's supposedly a loan, and if you don't pay it, they have the ability to come in and kind of like reclaim your property, which is kind of fitting. And you also got to remember they're supposedly bulldozing tons of little small towns that are in this little cornucopia of minerals that they're just eminent domaining and taking over because, they're deeming it unfit to live in.
Again, allegedly and supposedly. Let's just put that out there. So we cover ourselves maybe a little bit here. Wow. Well, I mean, we and I hope everybody out there needs to stay on this. There's so many things distracting all of us, silly things. We're going to get to some silly. We're going to try to have a little fun today. Of course, there's always things to be negative about, always things to worry about, but we're going to have a little bit of fun today. But that's, wow, that is something we need to stay on top of. I haven't really brought up HAARP much on our program. I think maybe once or twice we just said it in passing, you or I did. But maybe we need to do a show on that, and then go ahead.
So we had the two hurricanes, and a couple days after each one of these hurricanes that had some crazy significant growth or change in path, within those couple days, all of a sudden you could see the auroras. They're supposed to have some pretty big effects, with all the electricity they're throwing up into the sky, and that's what we're told what the aurora is electromagnetic whatever coming from the sun and so on and so forth. Just, again, find it kind of coincidental that we have these major storms and within a day or two, all of a sudden, like, parts of the United States or world can see the aurora borealis, so they say, that you couldn't have seen before. So I think it's a little odd coincidence.
I'm not an expert, folks, on the HAARP program. That's an acronym for something. We'll get that another time. I don't know if it's harmonic something program, but it's it's been out there. So people say, that's all crazy internet stuff. I mean, I heard about it in the late 90s. Allegedly, it goes back to maybe to the 60s or earlier. There is a brilliant man, a scientist, a smart dude. I like him. I'm not going to say his name right. Mikakaku. I'm not sure if I'm saying it, or Michikaku. Professor, I please, if I'm messing up your name, please forgive me. He's on different interview shows. Some are from 10 or 20 years ago, and he's talking about government experiments. And he talks about things. He'll use the words like supposedly and possibly, and he uses words like that to kind of preface things, and set them up. But he's a very interesting dude. And I don't know if he called Hart by name, but he did mention some of these sort of experiments that have been going on. And he alluded that the United States and maybe other countries, maybe like China, have also been playing around with this. So we're just a couple regular guys here. I'm not a meteorologist. I did meet, though, Logan, believe it or not, in my Hall of Fame. I met the great John Coleman. I don't know if I bragged about that already on the show. He's not with us anymore. Who was he? He was a big weatherman in Chicago for many years. Everybody loved John Coleman. I met him out in the western suburbs at a Jewel, and I shook his hand and everything. I think he had something to do with founding the Weather Channel, by the way, also. But John Coleman, interestingly enough, he mocked a lot of this global warming and climate change stuff. And then, of course, he got kind of pushed off to the side like so many do. But this is, again, we're just a couple laymen here, folks, just saying, hey, that's weird. That's weird. Oh, BlackRock's involved with that? Oh, that really? Are you sure? That's really nuts. Oh, okay. Well, we all need to keep watching that. But, maybe all you really care about, some of y'all, is, if, oh, there's President Obama, and oh, let's bring in this rapper who's not even hip anymore. Let's just bring him in. Oh, we're in Michigan, the swing state. Oh, we're going to bring him out, and we'll start doing some of his lyrics, and then we can all just, hey, we can, maybe that's all that really matters, right? At the end of the day, just, bread and circuses. And we have a little bit on our side, too. We'll get to Trump at McDonald's. That was fun. But, no, Michigan has gone through a lot. The whole country's gone through a lot. Hopefully things are rebuilding there. I don't know. I hear mixed things. But, it's interesting to watch President Obama. I mean, he's a great campaigner, very charismatic, one of our most charismatic presidents. I can't take that away from him. And he's trying to help Kamala Harris, but I don't know. She does not seem to be doing very well. I'm switching gears here now. Back to more of the election. Again, she did not go to this Catholic charity event which they have, every year, or especially every 4 years, right before the presidential election, where these candidates can get all dressed up and they can make fun of each other and basically roast each other. I don't know if you saw it, Logan, but it was good. It was really, really good. Comedian Jim Gaffigan was there. He gave it to Trump, and he took some shots at Kamala too. I was a little surprised because I know he doesn't like Trump. They shook hands 2 different times. He was on. I love Jim Gaffigan. I don't probably agree with his politics, but he's a funny comedian, and he was great. So Gaffigan, you did a great job. I don't know if you caught any of that.
No, I saw a couple clips.
Yeah.
Well, with her not showing up to that, what you said, Christian or Catholic?
Catholic charities. Yeah.
Well, of course not. Did you see the clip where she's at a rally and someone screams out,
"Oh,
Lord is
yeah,
Christ," and she goes,
yeah.
"I think you're at the wrong rally."
Oh,
that's
wow.
why she didn't show up, because
I know.
It's not.
I was with the wife. She's like, no, I really want to make sure you understand. I don't like Christians. It's like, lady, when you're running for office, it's about kissing the babies and hugging the old ladies and making everybody feel welcome. But the big tent. I mean, oh my God. Well, so she sent a video though to this Catholic Charities thing that they played at this thing in front of, there's a bunch of rich Jews there. Michael Bloomberg was there. Ken Langone, if you don't know, I'm not sure, Ken, if I'm saying your name right, he's a very rich man as well. Bunch of super rich New York folks who were there. And if they're raising money and it's going to a good cause, and I hope it is, yay, God bless them, awesome. Anyway, but she didn't show up, which I think was bad. But then she sends this video with Molly Shannon doing a character, doing the superstar girl from the 90s. Molly's like 60 years old, and she looked good in this Catholic schoolgirl outfit. But, I mean, holy cow. Basically, I would say if you were somebody's campaign manager, are you mocking Catholics? It was kind of funny, but it was kind of awkward. And I don't know. It didn't go over. I don't think it went over too well. And then, go ahead. Go ahead. You got something to say?
No, I was gonna show the clip of her actually saying it.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
All right.
This is at a recent rally.
No, I think to go to the smaller one down the street.
God, that laugh, that cackle.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
They're saying something like Christ is King, Jesus is Lord, something like that. And
it's just insane. Like, and you wonder why.
No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
And the audacity to call him smaller. You know, he had like tens of thousands in Butler when he went and redone that rally. And then he had that awesome little one-liner as soon as he jumps up there, saying,
You guys are at the wrong rally.
Stop that. Saying that, looks right back at the sign. He goes, anyways, where I left off.
yeah, that's great. That was great. See, when he does that kind of stuff, I'm just like, you're the man, dude. You're the man. I mean, I'm always, and I'm going to rip on Trump here in a little bit in a fun way. But he was great at the Al Smith thing. Oh my God, you got to see that. Chuck Schumer is sitting right there, and Trump is standing at the podium, and Trump is telling all these jokes, and then he'd be like, "That's right, Chuck." Huh? And he's patting him on the back more than once, and Schumer's just trying to like go along with it, and it's just funny. It's funny, and he was really good. He was really on target. And one of his jokes, again, back to Michigan, back to the maybe anti-Catholic, maybe anti-Christian thing. I don't know. Gretchen Whitmer, what the hell are you doing, lady? Did you see that weird thing? Mm-hmm. So, and again, Trump made a joke about it, or did Gaffigan? Maybe they both did. So Gretchen Whitmer was some big TikTok person I don't think you and I are familiar with, but somebody is. She did like a communion thing with Doritos. It's really weird. I watched it and it's like, wait, what are you doing? It's a campaign year. You don't want to piss anybody off, like, especially Catholics, okay? They get out and vote. Old people, religious people, they get out and vote, okay? Although they say there are some Christians who are sitting this out, which is not good. Everyone, get out there and vote. You should sit it out. But yeah, it's basically, it's like she's giving communion with a Dorito to this influencer. This influencer is like on her knees, and she's standing up. Gretchen Whitmer, the governoress of Michigan. Again, a swing state, an important state, so important. Obama's out there, bringing M&M in, and so, oh my God!
It's funny, So he just did. Obama just did that thing where he was like berating black men for not voting.
Oh God!
And then you bring a white man out to say, "Hey, black people, you got to vote." What the hypocrisy of it all?
Yeah,
it's insane.
You always want to say that again. Did you hear what the man just said?
It's hypocrisy at its best. Well, they're scared shitless.
I know.
They're scared they're going to lose.
I
so
know.
It's either,
oh my goodness.
It's either they're going to cheat. It's going to happen. I think at some capacity it's going to happen. It's either the way they're going to win, or they're just enough to. They're going to. There's no way. So you're telling me that Florida, who was like the third biggest state in the country, can get their elections done that night, all their stuff tallied in, but Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania could take days? Because CNN and all the big news media is already saying this. It's going to take days before we know the election results. When has that ever happened until like recently?
I know, and I'm driving in and I'm listening to a lefty, and he's claiming that Republicans want it to take days. Everybody just puts the spin, just turning it around.
No, we want it that night. We all want it that night. Anyone who really gives a shit, anyone who voted wants it that night.
I may actually vote early. I've never done it before. I may actually do it this time. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay if they would just say, all right, we're not going to have these results until 5 p.m., November 6th, the next day. I'd be okay if they just said officially, we're not, but, it's so stupid. And then you see the news people, they do the, blah, blah, blah is ahead by this much. And then you look at in the corner thing, only 10% reporting. Like, 90% we haven't reported yet. Shut your mouth.
2020 all over again.
There you go.
That's what we're going to see. I wouldn't be shocked. It's either they're going to cheat to win, or they're going to fuck this world up enough to.
Well, I'm going to get back to my prediction here in a little bit. Go ahead.
Leave Trump with bullshit, and then shit on him the whole time that he's president because he has all these things to deal with. But I'm hoping this guy will be able to stop the war in Ukraine, the whole fucking Israel thing. Maybe he'll actually come in and squash all this shit. He says even before January, he's gonna have all that shit.
He says
done.
as president-elect, he would get to work on some of these wars.
And if you saw when he saw Zelensky, when they had their little thing like a week or so ago.
I thought that was AI.
Boy, he just sat
Logan
there
sends me this thing, and I'm thinking, that's AI. That's not real.
He's just sad. Just sad. He knows what's coming. He knows exactly what's coming.
I had to watch it. I had to go to another source. I thought you had some AI thing you're doing there. And I'm like, what? No way. I loved it. And I thought, okay, well, he doesn't know who's going to win the election in theory, so he may have to deal with President Trump. So he's got to meet with him whether he wants to or not.
He knows. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been so sad. Because if you knew that he wasn't going to be, because that's another curve that I think, he's going to win. They can't beat this. I don't think they can. And I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We got 2 weeks to go.
Well, I want to talk about my prediction. I want to tweak my prediction a little bit here. But we'll go down. We'll get that negative a little bit here. But Trump at McDonald's. Did you see that?
Bits of it.
I loved it, folks. And I know the irony because I'm mad at McDonald's if they are, as RFK Jr. and other people have said, if they're putting some chemical in their stuff now that the European McDonald's won't even allow. Please stop doing that, McDonald's. We like French fries. You got your grease, you got your salt, you got your potatoes. You don't really need to mess with it. Please don't put a bunch of chemicals on it. Anyway,
they've been doing that since 2014.
Really?
Yeah. All food companies changed the way they did stuff in 2014.
And again, this is why we need to get somebody like RFK Jr. in there. And that's why the FDA needs to get shook up. And again, if you're a Democrat and you like your Kamala, whatever, well, pressure her. Does she ever say anything about the FDA? Food and Drug Administration. Go. I don't think so, Democrats. I haven't heard her say beep. Have you heard her say anything? Yeah, she come on Stephen Colbert and talk about that. She going to your show, Tom Hartman? Or how about you, David Pakman? Oh, you're doing so good on YouTube down there in Argentina, hiding out. Come on. Food and Drug Administration, as in so much of the big government in Washington, D.C., needs to be overhauled, maybe cut in half, maybe even worse. Department of Education. What a joke. Jimmy Carter, he's still holding in there. He's still hanging in there. He's still alive. I'm Jimmy Carter. I'm not Jimmy Carter, but he's, his administration set up the Department of Education there in the late 70s. I mean, what do you got to show for it now? Are we number one? Are we even in the top 5 in science and math in the world? Take a look at that, folks. Do you want to talk about that, Kamala? Why don't you talk about that, Stephen Colbert? Or all you scum on MSDNC. Oh, God, if Trump gets in, he's going to come after all of us. We're all going to go to jail. Oh, God. Oh, my gosh, dude. But I got a kick out of it. Trump at McDonald's. I don't know about you, Logan. I got the biggest kick out of it. And I thought to myself, okay, I get it. He's trying to make fun of the fact that maybe she lied. Maybe she really didn't work there like she says she did. But, they shouldn't be doing this with Trump, I think, the whole time. Like when he showed up at Chick-fil-A. I love that. He shows us about Chick-fil-A. When he gets out with the people, he does very, very well. And I thought that was great. Was it all staged? Probably, folks, for security reasons. They probably had to stage the whole thing. I don't know. Some people did seem genuinely surprised at the drive-thru. But anyway, I loved it, and I thought that was a great thing to do. Now, again, I'm pro President Trump. But I'll rip on him. And, if he gets in office and he does things that I don't like, maybe you and I will be more of a contest here, a back and forth thing. Who knows? Or maybe you'll join me. Let's hope he gets in, because that's where we're at right now. And I'm just concerned about that. And I'm going to edit my prediction here a little bit. Before we get into that, though, here, I got a little fun, okay? I got to poke a little fun, Logan. This is where Logan gets mad at Jay. I don't know if Trump is doing some late in the game appeal to homosexuals, to gays. I don't know. I'm not making fun of anybody, and I'm just trying to have fun here, folks. So I don't know, sometimes Trump just goes off script, man. And he was in Pennsylvania. I guess Arnold Palmer, the legendary golfers from there. Of course, we know Trump loves golf, blah, blah, blah. You and I aren't golfers. You're not a golfer, are you? I did it a couple times as a kid. I don't get it, but whatever. Anyway, he's talking, and I'm not making this up, Logan. And somewhere, he's doing a speech at some rally, and he starts talking, referencing Arnold Palmer's manhood. If you haven't seen this, I'm not making it up. I mean, it's, it's a little like, why are we going here? Why are we doing this? But, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm just having a little fun here if he's appealing to gays for any reason. I mean, he's always associated with gays. And again, there's a new movie out now, a hatchet job movie called The Apprentice. I don't know if you've seen any of the commercials for that. I will see it eventually. I won't go to the theater. I think it's obviously anti-Trump, and they're putting it out right before the campaign. Duh. They're trying to be against Trump. And it's trying to say that Trump was the apprentice to a very notorious guy named Roy Cohn. Roy Cohn he's dead now. He was a very, very interesting MFer. I mean, big time. And there's at least 2 movies out there where I know Pacino played him once, and other guy we like. Oh, it's escaping me right now. He was in Once Upon a Time in America with De Niro. James Woods. He also plays him in another movie, a different movie. Roy Cohn was a really interesting dude, and he was gay. And anyway, he defended like mafiosos and different people and crazy coked out, owners of Studio 54, this crazy notorious disco back in the late 70s that was the thing, the place to be in New York City for all the celebrities. Anyway, he hung out there and he hobnobbed with all the New York City big time people back then. Anyway, and they're supposed to make the movie like that this, younger Trump is under Cohn's influence, and, they're going to say, well, all this kind of stuff. Anyway, I'll probably see it eventually in streaming. I'm more interested in the Roy Cohn character than I am the guy who plays Trump. It seems kind of, I don't know, it looks that great. Anyway, so that was some crazy stuff too. And we'll just wind up Trump at the moment with, I shouldn't say that. I got a few more things to say about Trump. But did you hear, I think it's Sunday, the 27th, supposed to be a big rally, Trump rally in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Whoa, dude. I tell you, he made that visit to, was it Brooklyn or the Bronx earlier this year, or it was over the summer, maybe back in June. I mean, he wants New York. I mean, if he could get that, oh my God. I mean, it's unlikely, Unfortunately, New York, Illinois, California have gone, very Democrat blue for quite a long time now. And there's so much electoral votes because of the population there in those states. But man, I think he wants New York bad. You know what I mean? I think he just really, and by the way, back to the Al Smith thing at dinner, he was very gracious too. It was very cool. He said to the New York mayor, he was making a lot of jokes with Eric Adams, who's under a lot of stress by the DOJ now too. Mm-hmm. He was very funny. Oh God, you gotta, whatever. I know you don't have time right now, buddy. He's a hardworking dude. He's a hardworking man right here. But it's some good stuff. He makes jokes to Eric Adams about being indicted and stuff. Yeah, I know what that's like. And it's very funny. He's very on his game. And he says no matter who the mayor is, no matter who the governor of New York is, he says, I will work with you. We're going to make this city great again. We're going to make this state great again. I was like, and then he's going to do this in Madison Square Garden. He wants New York. I know he wants it. I don't know if it's possible, but wow, if he could get New York, that's a lot of electoral votes. So very interesting stuff. I'm very concerned with the president, and I'm even worried about her. I've said it on our show about security, after what happened July 13th, was it? Yeah. Anyway, my friend Logan here, he thinks that, something could happen and maybe our election is going to get postponed. And I think I think everything's on the table right now, folks. And so many people are just looking at the short term. They're looking at the silly things. And we got big stuff going on, big stuff going on. And a lot's at stake here. I know I'm talking too much, buddy. If you want to chime in with anything. Okay. All right. So I want to modify my prediction. So my first prediction was over a year ago, watch our past shows on YouTube and Rumble. Okay. I said Biden and Trump are not going to be there November 5th. All right. So Biden's gone. Easy one. You called it too. Vivek called it right on national TV. That was a beautiful moment during the primaries last year. Anyway, that was a low-hanging fruit. Democrats tried to prop him up, but yeah. Anyway, now I'm still wondering, I want to see Trump make it to November 5th. I want him to see him win. So we got the election. Then we've got, November 26th, his court date he's got in New York. Is anything of interest going to happen there? And then we've got just getting to inauguration in January. Should he be the president-elect? You know what I mean? After November 5th. Him getting to that inauguration. You know what I mean? We have these gaps of time, and it's going to be very, very interesting. And for me, I just don't think, and maybe I don't know if we're together in this or what you were saying before, maybe we're on the opposite ends. I just don't think they can let him do it. I don't know what I'm saying, by hook or by crook. You fill the blanket. You do that. I mean, obviously after July 13th and this other guy, sniper, whatever that was in September, hanging around the golf course. I mean, anything's possible. The courts have tried to, get President Trump. I see something happening here, And so you got the whole weird thing with the Democrats, how they are, what was it called, projecting, gaslighting. They're saying, you're doing this, and then they're actually doing it over here. It's like, whoa. So it's like, you just kind of wonder, wait a minute, even if he wins, say, are they going to, I don't know what they're going to do. You know what I mean? But I see them being the ones to, like people bring January 6th and stuff. I say, the guy left, it's not like the guy held up, got a bunch of army generals and tanks and, a bunch of military around him and didn't leave. That happens in African and South American and Central American countries. That kind of stuff happens. They're called coups and stuff. And that happens, folks. And we fund it, some of it. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Ukraine? Hello.
Maybe Ukraine? Yeah.
Not maybe. It's not a maybe.
We fund a lot there. That's true. Oh my gosh, buddy. But so anyway, we'll see what happens Sunday. Madison Square Garden, dude. Wow. I wonder if he's going to have any celebrities show up there.
He's not one to really do that, is he? He doesn't need it. He's got him.
I mean, we look at the wrestling world. We got Dave Bautista's, back at Kamala, but Undertaker and Kane are for Trump. And yeah.
Hulk was just on PBD. He released the video today, I think.
Oh, I missed it. Okay, I got to check that out.
So he was on there. I mean, McMahon was always kind of a big Trump supporter.
Well, yeah.
Not necessarily when he was president or anything like that, but on his shows and whatnot. So
yeah. Oh yeah. They go way back. He did 2 WrestleManias at Trump Plaza. I think 4 and 5.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We got 2 weeks to go. We'll see what happens. I think he's going to win, and I think the Democrats are just going to fuck up enough shit as they can in this country and the world to give him a big old list of shit to fix.
And that's the other concern. Yeah, he wins, and then do crazy things happen in the interim between Election Day, good point, November 5th, and then, I don't know when it is, January 20th is, I don't know if that's the inauguration, but somewhere in January. I mean, you've got a lot of time there. And it's an interesting time because, here in the West, we're all celebrating the holidays. Stock market, not every year, not telling anybody to do anything with their money, but there's this Santa Claus rally thing that happens post-Christmas and into the first week of January. It's almost an 80 to 90% thing happens where a lot of the market goes up. But again, what did I just say, folks? 10 to 20% of the time, it doesn't happen. So, should some, catastrophic event happen. So again, we're putting these different scenarios on the table here, and it's going to be fascinating. And I say buckle up, everybody. We're in for a bumpy ride, or a very interesting ride, to say the least. Holy mackerel. Wow, dude. Well, as a little fourth turning update, I'll try to make this one quick. I saw various MSN news outlets and different things that MSN promotes, so that's pretty establishment, right? I hope this is completely false. I want to say that up front. But did you see this? Allegedly, North Korea is sending military aid and perhaps troops to help Russia, and South Korea is going to send troops to help Ukraine. I mean, do you folks understand the distance between this neighborhood and then getting over to this neighborhood? I mean, what could go wrong there with moving thousands of troops? Is China just going to be, oh, yeah, okay, do whatever you want. Yeah, just, fly over our airspace. I mean, are they going to have to come around? I mean, yeah. So that's just possibly a little bit of the fourth turning update right there. Oh, man. Well, buddy, I know, we got a lot going on here. We'll get to Mike Jeffries and Abercrombie and Fitch, all these wonderful people like P. Diddy, and they all just want to be Jeffrey Epstein, don't they? But what about Dougie? Oh, my God. What the hell? Talk about scumbag beta male. Oh, my God. Doug Emhoff. I don't know if he's got anything to do with what's going on in North Carolina, but, I mean, come on. You got to have some thoughts on Doug Emhoff before I go off on him a little bit here.
I don't know anything about it other than accusations.
So there's the accusation that he was dating somebody, not Kamala. This is before Kamala, pre-Kamala. And they were at the Cannes Film Festival in France. And supposedly, this date of his was flirting with somebody else, and he got jealous and he got mad and he smacked her. Again, this is the allegation. There's witnesses though that say this is all true. And wow. I mean, it's one thing to get mad and but wow. Anyway, there's that about our boy Dougie. And then it comes out later that he was married and had kids, before he and Kamala, got together, got married. And he knocked up the nanny. And the teacher, or I don't know if the nanny is the teacher, like, what the hell? And then small world, Kamala just, fast forward, Kamala just has a rally somewhere where she won't take any questions, though. And who's hosting it? Marie Shriver is. So I don't know who Dougie thinks he is. He thinks he's the governor that, he can just snoop the nanny and then, and then he can get away with all of this here. But, he'll never be the governor, though. There's only one Ani, right, Ani? Okay. My childhood hero, by the way. Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right. Well, there's so much going on here. Everybody get your butts out there and vote. Please vote. And if you can't vote for Trump and Kamala, I hope nobody votes for Kamala. Think that through. Please vote, though. Jill Stein, Cornel West, or my third-party favorite, if I had to go that route, would be Chase Oliver. Anyway, think about it. This is your country. This is a beautiful experiment of freedom, everybody. Please participate, and let's keep America strong. Any closing comments, buddy? Nope. All right. God bless you all. We love you. How long do we go? Oh, okay. That's good. You probably gotta get going. Yeah, buddy. Oh man, there's so much. I'm so behind myself.